Hello all. In this video, we are going to see some basic concepts of operational amplifiers. Op-amps is an integrated circuit which is used to perform certain operations. Actually, before the invention of digital circuits, op-amps were used in the analog computers. By changing the external circuitry which is connected to op-amp, they could be used as adders, integrators, differentiators, etc. It is a direct coupled high gain amplifier. Apart from amplifying, it performs certain operations. So it is called as the operational amplifiers. It can be operated with both AC and DC signals. Op-amp itself is one type of differential amplifier. This is the circuit symbol of op-amp. Op-amp is a 5-terminal device, 2 input, 1 output and 2 power supply terminals. One of the input is called non-inverting input marked with plus sign and another input is called inverting input marked with minus sign. V plus and V minus are the biasing potential of the op-amp. It may vary from plus or minus 5 volt to plus or minus 22 volt based on the type of IC. So the output terminal can sink and source voltage or current. This is the internal structure of op-amp. It has input section and the output section. Input section consists of inverting and non-inverting inputs and the input resistor. Output section consists of voltage controlled voltage source and the output resistor. The value of this source is the function of differential input voltage, that is V1 minus V2, usually represented as Vd, and the voltage gain represented as A. Usually, the ICs of op-amp consist of 4 cascaded blocks. The first 2 stages are cascaded differential amplifiers. It is used to provide high gain and high input resistance. The next stage is buffer and level translator. Since there is direct coupling between the first 2 stages, the amplified signal will have some non-zero DC level. So the level translator is used to bring this DC level to 0 volt with respect to ground. Output driver increases the current supplying capability of the op-amp and provides low output resistance. There are some input modes in the op-amp. If the input signal is applied to any one of the input terminal and the other input terminal is connected to ground, it is said to be operating in the single-ended mode. When the input signal is given to the non-inverting terminal, at the output we will get the amplified version of the input signal which is in phase with the input signal. Here the gain of the op-amp is represented by A. So V0 equal to A into V1. When the input signal is given to the inverting terminal, at the output we will get the amplified version of input signal which is out of phase with the input signal. So V0 equal to minus A into V2. In the differential mode, the input signal of the difference values are given to both of the input terminals. At the output, we will get the amplified version of difference of the input signals. That is, V out equal to A into V1 minus V2. In the common mode, the same input signal is applied to both the input terminals. For ideal case, the output should be equal to 0 volt. A practical limitation of the op-amp is that the magnitude of its output voltage cannot exceed the biasing potential. We know that the op-amp is a high gain amplifier. For example, if we give 1 millivolt signal at the input, at the output we will get 100 volt theoretically if we assume the gain of the op-amp is 10 power 5. But practically it is not possible. The output of the op-amp is restricted by the biasing potential applied to the op-amp. So as soon as the input voltage goes beyond the threshold, certain threshold value, the output voltage will get saturated towards the positive and negative biasing potential. This particular characteristic of the op-amp is used in comparator. These are the ideal characteristic of the op-amp. The open loop gain should be infinite. The input impedance should be infinite. So that whatever input is applied, that should be fully delivered to the op-amp. The output impedance should be 0. That is, whenever we are connecting output load across op-amp, the output voltage should directly come across the op-amp. Then the bandwidth should be infinite. That is, it should support all the frequencies from 0 Hz to infinite Hz. It should have 0 offset. That is, whenever V1 and V2 is equal to 0, the output should be equal to 0 volt. Apart from these, we have some characteristics like slew rate and common mode rejection ratio. Both should be infinite for the ideal op-amp. Slew rate is nothing but how fast an op-amp is able to reach its final value. Its unit is volt per microsecond. So the time value should be equal to 0 for ideal case. So the slew rate should be equal to infinite for ideal case. Common mode rejection ratio is nothing but how well the op-amp is able to reject the common voltages. It should be infinite for ideal case. But whatever we discussed for ideal case, practically it is not possible. So practically the op-amp will have open loop gain of 10 power 5 to 10 power 6, input resistance greater than 1 mega ohm, output resistance will have less than 100 ohm, offset voltage will have less than 10 millivolt, slew rate will have the value of few volt per microsecond, and the CMRR will have a value of greater than 60 dB. We know that CMRR is nothing but how well the op-amp is able to reject the common voltages. That is, it is represented as AD divided by AC. AC is the common voltages. It should be equal to 0 for ideal case. So CMRR will be equal to infinite for ideal case, but practically it will have the value of greater than 60 dB. Though op-amp offers a very high gain, it makes the amplifier unstable and very hard to control. So negative feedback is applied to get the stable output. By providing negative feedback, the output is not driven into saturation and the circuit behaves in a linear manner. So the two important feedback circuits in op-amp are inverting amplifier and the non-inverting amplifier. The inverting amplifier is one in which the output is out of phase with respect to the input signal. The feedback is applied at the inverting input. The gain of the amplifier is termed as a closed loop gain after applying feedback, and it is given as minus RF divided by R1. The non-inverting amplifier is one in which the output is in phase with respect to the input signal. The feedback is applied to the inverting input. However, the input is applied at the non-inverting input. So at the output, we will get the amplified version of the input signal, which is in phase with the input signal. The gain of the non-inverting amplifier is given as 1 plus RF divided by R1. These are some applications of op-amp. First one is the comparator. It is an important application. It compares two voltages or currents and produces the output indicating which one is the larger one. Then op-amp is used to perform mathematical operations like integration and differentiation. Then op-amp is used to produce repetitive and oscillating electronic signals, often a sine wave or square wave. Op-amps are used in active filters, and it is used in audio and video preamplifiers and buffers. It is used in waveform generators and voltage regulators. It is used in precision rectifiers, which rectifies even the smallest input signals. These are some important applications of operational amplifiers. Thank you.